This week on Alaska's Fishing Paradise.
Big silver. Big silver. This is Alaska fishing right there.
Got a good guide here.
Alaska's Fishing Paradise is brought to you by Whalers Cove Wilderness and Sports Fishing Lodge.
Whalers Cove is the place to be if you want to catch fish and have a good time, I'm telling you. It's an absolutely wonderful place to be.
Departing from Whalers Cove Lodge, Captain Dick Powers gives first-time guests, the Just family, a tour of the area on their way out to Mitchell Bay aboard the 22-foot Deer.
Well, it's a chance for me and my son and his grandparents, my parents, to get to spend some time together, catch some fish, and see part of the country that we haven't seen together before. There's some big fellow and his girlfriends. Yeah, they're quite cuddled up on there, aren't they? Posing.
On the guide boats, like these charter boats, the biggest halibut released each week on the guide boat gets a 2-for-1 trip next year. This is the village of Angoon here. And that's a general store, that gray building with the blue roof.
Yeah.
And that gray one up on the point is the ANB, or Alaska Native Brotherhood Hall, which is a community center. I've got to get a canoe to take out there, so I got to way back. Yeah, I'll hand it to you and then you set it down there.
Upon their arrival at Mitchell Bay, the guests take a short hike along the coast and decide to get their lines in the water, while Dick readies the skiff for the journey across Salt Lake.
We're going to go about 10 minutes or so.
Like everyone else doing the same thing, headed upstream, just like the fish.
There's definitely fish in there, whether they're silvers or sockeyes, I don't know. Or both.
We're going here.
Yeah, it looks like there might be a decent school in here. Take the boat up above and then pull it in on the bank, and then we'll come down here and cast out to these guys, see if we can't get a few. Just go out, you can fish along the shore, just see wherever they're raising it and cast from there.
Zach, you want me to help you? Hold your pole. Okay. This is Alaska fishing right now. Come on, fishy. It's coming in backwards. That's not a good sign. Yeah, it's by the wrong end. I'm gonna have to leave him there while I get the Leatherman out of the pocket. There he goes. Zach, that's a lesson in where not to hook the fish from. What happened is I hooked him right in the tail. That was the second one I think that happened to. They're just milling around out there, Zach. It's hard to get through them without snagging one by accident. Hey, a little silver. No, I'm gonna let this one go. He's a little one. Little silver. And in the right part of the fish. Little one though, I'm gonna let him go. Maybe 4 pounds, pretty small. There he goes. There's fish. And he's not showing himself yet. Right now, he's got me as much as I got him, so. Or her, or it. Oh, he's in the front. Big fish in the front. What a fish. He is not giving up. That is a big, old, ugly sockeye. Or is that a chum? What is a chum? Chum, isn't it? Oh, well, Dad, I found out about how much I don't like this rod. It just snapped on a big old ugly hook-jawed sockeye. I think it's sockeye, big hook jaw. I'm not sure. He's not coming home anyway. Go on, fishy. Coming your way.
Coming up on Alaska's Fishing Paradise, Adam is in for a good long fight, trying to land a keeper. And you won't want to miss Mary as she falls for a catch of a lifetime. Welcome back to Alaska's Fishing Paradise.
Big silver.
The Just family is having some great luck fishing the mouth of the Hasselberg River with Captain Dick Powers. But before we get back to the action, let's take a moment to hear from Captain Kevin Frank on this week's segment of Straight Talk.
A lot of the things I use for salmon are almost have to do with like 50-pound test line, size 6 hooks for which I tie myself. It's always nice to have a ball bearing swivel to tie onto it, and this is use the Abenal flasher with the popular one here is a popsicle, or what I like to do is cut a herring like a plug cut, then fillet it out, and if you cut it like a plug cut and run it right through the meat, you'll get a good spin. Or there's another way that I cut strips also, but this is the quickest, and if you go deep enough, and if there's king salmon around, you know, this works for kings also. I use a toothpick just to hold a curve in the head, and then I'll just put one herring in there, and sometimes I run it through to the tail just if I miss a couple miss bites, and I just do two half hitches on the nose part, and then usually fish fairly deep with this rig for kings mostly, and silvers are down deep too also, so it's popular with me. And sometimes color is important at the end of the season. Run a fast action behind the right color, you'll get some good action with that.
Well, what happened is my new rod I wanted to test out did not pass the test.
So you want to use this rod on your reel?
I just use your reel if that's okay.
Okay.
That's a silver. Big silver. Come on, fishy. Oh, my phone's ringing. Still gotta keep ringing. Back. Get under that fish. Big silver. That is a silver. You know, you always worry when you get a big one like that on you've been trying to catch all day long that the fish is going to pull off just at the end. So it was kind of a thrill to get it up on the shore and be able to bring one home for the freezer anyway for the day, and I'm sure we'll add many more to that in the days ahead.
The Just family has chosen to use lighter tackle today, which makes landing fish more challenging and much more of a battle.
Get him right in the back.
Due to the sheer numbers of fish that are stacked up in the river at times, the guests are experiencing some foul hooks, which occur when fish get snagged on the spinning lures as they swim by.
Oh, it's another chum. That was a Chinook, I think.
Oh, he's wound around now. You have to grab him.
God, yeah, big one.
What is it?
Near the end of the day, Mary wraps it up with a splash and puts an exclamation point on this outing on the Hasselberg.
It's a Chinook.
Oh my God! He is a fighter!
No, just back up. I got a tail in. Just back up. Slowly, slowly. Do you want to keep him? You only
Yes,
get,
I want to keep him!
you only get to keep one.
I don't care. I haven't got one. Oh my gosh, he's beautiful. Don't lose him. Oh, he's beautiful. God saves the best till last. Oh, he's pretty. Look at how pretty he is. Just was getting ready to leave, and I said I should have stayed and read a book, and this fish hit, and oh, talk about exciting. I worked to get it in, and then it decided to come and attack us. And I ended up falling in the water, but I wasn't going to let go of it. It was one of the most exciting times of my life. I put it on my bucket list.
As Mary and Rick take in the experience of such an incredible first day of fishing the breathtaking waters of Alaska, Adam shares what a trip like this to Whalers Cove Lodge means to him.
It's not always catching, it's fishing. But the best part is being with family and getting out here and having a good time.
Coming up on Alaska's Fishing Paradise, Idaho residents Joe and Jim head out with Captain Garfield George on the 32-foot Chayik in search of salmon and halibut. But will the waters cooperate? Welcome back to Alaska's Fishing Paradise. Captain Garfield heads out early this morning with new arrivals and good friends Joe Bacchino and Jim Kuska to Danger Point in search of herring and salmon.
I've been coming to Whalers either 6 or 7 years now. I kind of consider it a mom and pop type place. I also really enjoy the guides here. A lot of them are native Tlingit Indian, live in Angoon. They've been doing it for years. The water is an inland waterway, which is usually relatively smooth, and the fishing is usually very, very good.
It's my first trip to Alaska. I love to fish. I fish a lot at home, and it's been a dream for like 20 years to come and fish Alaska. Finally made it.
With a limited amount of herring for bait, Captain Garfield decides to set up a Crazy 8 using portions of herring fillet. This setup has great rolling action, which drives the salmon crazy.
Monster.
Silver.
got a good guide here.
There you go.
Due to a north wind after a day of rain, the waters are rolling a bit more than usual, challenging captain and crew as they move about the Chiayi.
Well, it's blowing pretty good, but we're catching fish and we're watching humpbacks also about 1,000 yards that way. First time I've ever seen a whale.
We'll try to go to Hood Bay where it's calmer and try to find some halibut. Try trolling for some first, and maybe if we can't do that, can't find them that way, we'll use the big gear. Anchor out. Try to get out of this storm here.
Coming up on Alaska's Fishing Paradise, Captain Garfield decides to take Jim and Joe to Hood Bay to calmer waters and troll for halibut. Will the move pay off? Alaska's Fishing Paradise is brought to you by Whalers Cove Wilderness and Sports Fishing Lodge. Welcome back to Alaska's Fishing Paradise. Captain Garfield decides to head to the calmer waters of Hood Bay in search of halibut.
Probably you're a king, Simon.
Are you a king, you said?
Yeah.
No rush, this is gonna take a while, I think.
I'm trying to get down there so I can get another one on.
It's halibut.
Yep, we're gonna keep it too.
First halibut ever. That's gonna be pretty good eating is what I've heard.
This is quite a day for you.
Oh my God.
First whale?
First whale, first halibut. Tomorrow I'm going to go fly fishing for silvers. That should be interesting. The scenery is phenomenal.
Good fishing, good guides, good food, all of those are, and good water. Again, it's inland passage, inland waterway is relatively smooth. You don't find that in many places, and many species of fish.
I can see why people love to come to Alaska, and so far I'm very impressed with Whalers Cove. I made a good choice.
Let's take a moment and see what Chef Jack Wentz is cooking up on this week's Chef's Corner.
Welcome to Chef's Corner. I'm Chef Jack Wentz, and today we're going to do wild coho salmon eggs Benedict. We want to start by making sure we have our salmon cakes. We've done these the night before, so they're ready to go. And we've pre-toasted our English muffins and our Canadian bacon. And we're going to start by searing our crab cakes. We've got a preheated saute pan, a little bit of olive oil. We want to make sure the pan is nice and hot, otherwise our crab cakes will stick. And these don't have to cook very long, just a quick saute. Okay, we really only want to cook these for about 1, maybe 2 minutes on each side. You want to check it, make sure you get it nice and golden brown. I think we're there. Flip these over. And now we're going to poach our eggs. Now, you don't need a lot of water to poach eggs with. We've got just water, a little bit of vinegar in here. Now that our water is at a nice simmer, we're going to add our eggs. We've put a cap full of vinegar in here, which helps keep the egg together when it hits the water. And this again will only take a few seconds. We're going to let that cook for approximately 2 minutes. Okay, now that our eggs are poaching, we want to go ahead and build our Eggs Benedict. We have our pre-toasted English muffins and our Canadian bacon. We're going to put our nice warm salmon cakes on here. And generally by now, folks, our eggs will be done. Okay, we're going to gently place these on top of our salmon cakes. Okay, now we're ready to finish it off with our hollandaise sauce. And we put a nice generous portion over the top so it kind of runs down the sides. Okay, we've got our hollandaise on. Now let's finish it with a little bit of paprika. And there you have it, folks. Wild salmon Eggs Benedict.
We like you, so like us on our Facebook page. And be sure to visit our website at WhalersCoveLodge.com.